You weren't made to wait. You weren't made to tiptoe through Monday like it's a rehearsal. You were built to move, with purpose, with precision, with power. And this week, the cosmos isn't whispering. It's calling you forward like a siren in the dark, saying, now. Not someday, not when you're more ready, now. Because May 26th and 27th aren't soft starts, they're accelerators. The energy is clean, the road is open, and Aries, your name is written all over the green light. Pluto and Mercury form a rare alignment on Monday morning that doesn't coddle your hesitation. It exposes it. It shows you exactly where your fire has been waiting for permission. And then, it dares you to stop waiting. You'll feel it in your chest, like a quiet thunder. That sensation that something's about to break, or break open. That's not fear, that's readiness. That's your instincts telling you, launch mode activated. So let's not waste it. This is not the moment to ask how will they respond. This is the moment to ask how do I lead. Start with your own rhythm. Before the world floods in, the notifications, the requests, the noise, take space. 5 minutes of sovereignty. No scroll, no feed, no feedback. Just breath, just clarity, just you. Then journal this prompt. What is one bold move I've been avoiding because I was afraid to outgrow my current reality? Write whatever comes up, even if it's messy, even if it sounds ridiculous. Because Aries, what scares you is usually what scales you. And you didn't come here to play small. You came to disrupt timelines, to outpace excuses, to turn fire into foundation. And by late morning, that fire will want out. Mercury in Taurus speaks to your value, not in words, but in action. It wants you to do the thing. Send the pitch, speak the boundary, say yes to the offer, say no to the pattern. Make the calendar adjustment that your future self is begging for, because Monday isn't a warm-up, it's a portal. And Aries, you don't step through portals cautiously, you charge. Midday will bring resistance, not because you're doing it wrong, but because you're doing it right. Watch for the moment when you second guess, when your mind starts negotiating with your power. That's the old programming. The part of you trained to dilute your clarity for comfort, to tone it down so others won't flinch. Don't fall for it. Instead, breathe, drop into your body, put your hand on your chest, say it out loud. I move from truth, not tension. I lead even if no one claps. I don't need backup. I am the initiation. Repeat until your spine remembers who's in charge. By afternoon, the pressure turns into opportunity. You might get a message, a task, an opening that feels sudden. Don't wait. Don't overthink. Decide. Aries doesn't operate from spreadsheets. You operate from signal, from soul, from speed. So take the leap, book the meeting, ask the question, reignite the project. Let your feet move faster than your fear. Let your hands write the future before your doubts can interrupt. And then, pause. Not to shrink, but to integrate. Give yourself 10 minutes of stillness. A walk, a breath, a space to receive what you just created. Because movement without reflection burns out the body. But movement with reflection, that's momentum, that's mastery, that's what sets Aries apart. Evening begins not with exhaustion, but expansion. Your energy isn't fading, it's focusing. And here's your ritual. Light a candle, open a fresh page, title it, I no longer wait to be ready. Then list 5 decisions you made today, or wanted to make, that felt aligned, bold, and slightly terrifying. Those are the cracks where the light gets in. And Aries, you are the light. Tuesday begins with a frequency you can feel before you even open your eyes. It's not urgency, it's clarity. The kind that hums through your bloodstream before your brain has time to argue. This is not the kind of day that waits for confirmation. It is the confirmation. And Aries, your job? Respond to it, not by forcing, by focusing, by turning the spark you lit on Monday into something tangible. Because while the rest of the world is still hesitating, still trying to make a perfect plan, you're already in motion. And that motion, that's what magnetizes miracles. So start the day not with your to-do list. Start with your intention. Ask, what am I building today that future me will thank me for? Not what looks good on paper, not what earns fast approval, but what expands your leadership, even if nobody sees it yet. Write it down, one sentence, one clear decision. That's your directive. Now act on it before noon. Don't wait for a better hour. Don't ask your fear for permission. Do the thing that creates momentum. Because Aries energy isn't just fast, it's focused. And when your focus aligns with your fire, you become undeniable. Mid-morning brings a test, not from the outside, but from within. An old story may creep in, a narrative about not being enough, not being ready, not being chosen. Catch it in the act. And instead of entertaining it, interrupt it. Say this out loud. I no longer co-sign narratives that don't fund my future. I don't shrink to fit projections. I define myself, and that definition evolves daily. Say it until it doesn't just sound true, it feels true. Because that feeling, that's your new baseline, and you don't rise by repeating expired identities. You rise by updating the script. By early afternoon, the moon activates your zone of bold communication. Expect downloads, insights, a conversation that goes deeper than expected, an idea that wakes up something ancient inside you. This is not random. This is remembering. You're being handed a message you've been meant to speak, but delayed. So speak it, record the video, write the post, make the call. Say the words you've been rehearsing in your head for weeks. Not perfectly, powerfully, because people don't follow perfection. They follow resonance. And Aries, when you stop performing and start broadcasting truth, that's when timelines bend. That's when rooms shift. That's when doors swing open that used to feel bolted shut. And that's what Tuesday is trying to show you. By mid-afternoon, your body may feel the heat, not burnout, breakthrough. You're moving energy that's been stuck for months, so take a pause, not to retreat, but to recalibrate. Stand up, stretch your arms overhead, open your chest, take up more space than you think you're allowed to, because Aries doesn't ask for space. You are the space. Let your breath catch up to your ambition. Let your body become the container that can hold your new frequency. Because when you hold it, you don't chase anymore, you attract. Evening arrives with precision. This is not the time to wind down. This is the time to lock in. Not more tasks, more truth, not more hustle, more alignment. So prepare your closing ritual. Grab your journal. Title the page, "The Version of Me Who Makes Power Look Effortless." Then describe them, their habits, their tone, their posture, the way they walk into rooms with or without applause. Write until you see them clearly. Then close your eyes and become them. Right now. Because Aries doesn't evolve by watching. You evolve by embodying. One action at a time, one decision at a time, one moment of courage at a time. And this is your moment. Mid-evening doesn't call for noise. It calls for integration. Because Aries, you didn't just move through this day, you moved something in this day. And that's not a small thing. That's strategy in motion. That's your soul saying, I remember how to lead. So now, you don't crash. You close, consciously, deliberately. With fire that doesn't fizzle, it focuses. Light a candle, dim the lights, put on a track that makes you feel like the main character in a film about destiny. Then stand in front of the mirror, not to adjust, to affirm, to anchor. Say this out loud. I'm not chasing clarity, I am clarity. I'm not asking for access, I am the access. I don't wait for green lights, I create them. Let each line settle in your bones. Let your reflection hear the version of you that no longer negotiates with fear. Because fear, it doesn't run your company anymore. And neither does hustle. Now it's discernment, it's direction, it's decision, executed at full volume. Tuesday night holds one final gift, a whisper in the form of an idea, a spark that flickers and says, what if? Don't dismiss it. Don't file it away for someday. Capture it. Open your notes. Start the outline. Name the vision, even if you don't know how it ends. Even if you don't know the first step. The act of naming is the act of anchoring. And Aries? You anchor by acting. So write, draw, sketch, speak it into a voice note. Make the invisible tangible. Because leaders don't wait for lightning to strike twice. They build empires with the first flash. And this is your flash. Before bed, set one clear intention for the next 48 hours. Not a task list, a mission. Something that stretches you. Something your higher self has been nudging you toward. It might be, I will pitch my offer to 3 aligned clients. I will publish the video I've been afraid to share. I will make the decision I've been delaying. Write it. Read it aloud. then place it somewhere visible. Because when Aries sees the goal gets nervous. You don't flirt with your future, you fuse with it. And right now, your timeline is accelerating, not because you're chasing it, but because you're aligned with it. So as your head hits the pillow tonight, breathe differently. Not like someone recovering, like someone reloading. Because the universe, it's already moving with you. Because your clarity is louder than any prayer. And your presence is its own kind of prophecy. Aries, this isn't hype, this is happening. You're in it. And the best part, you haven't even hit your peak yet. Tuesday morning doesn't start with questions, it starts with command. Because when Aries rises with intention, the world shifts in response. So before the messages, before the noise, before anyone else's energy enters your field, take the reins, stretch your body like you're stretching into your next level, and whisper this: I am not here to maintain, I am here to multiply. Then move into your mission. One bold act, first thing, not to get it over with, but to lead with it. Maybe it's the video you've been avoiding filming. Maybe it's the message you've needed to send, but were scared would change everything. Maybe it's applying for something your imposter syndrome told you was too big. This is the moment to do it. Not because you're 100% ready, but because your future doesn't need you to be perfect. It needs you to be in motion. And Aries, your fire activates timelines, not passively, powerfully. Mid-morning might bring resistance, a tech glitch, an unexpected ask, someone questioning your direction. Pause. This is not the universe testing your worth. This is the universe training your resilience. So meet it with poise. Not performative patience, but embodied clarity. Say no where you need to. Delegate where you should. And if the fire rises, use it. Not to explode, to execute. The pressure you're feeling, it's not a sign to pull back. It's a sign to get precise. Because Mars is active in your chart right now. And Mars doesn't tolerate chaos. Mars turns it into conquest. So streamline, decide, act. Without asking for confirmation, because your energy is not up for consensus, it's up for leadership. And leadership doesn't ask, is this okay? It asks, is this aligned? Tuesday midday brings an inflection point. The moon forms a minor aspect with Jupiter, your expansion planet. A whisper from the cosmos that says, you're allowed to go bigger than your last success. So do a quick audit. What story are you still telling yourself that shrinks your scope, that makes you settle, that tells you this is enough for now? Write it down, then cross it out. Literally. Strike a line through the lie. And underneath, write the upgrade. Something like, I'm not here to hit quotas, I'm here to redefine the ceiling. I don't grow to impress, I grow to fulfill the blueprint I was born with. I don't scale with fear, I scale with fire. These lines, they're not just mantras, they're movement triggers. Say them, move your body with them. Let them imprint into your nervous system like a new operating code. Because Aries doesn't just want freedom, you build it. Now, early afternoon. This is the implementation zone. Block off a sacred 90 minutes, 0 distractions, set a timer. This is your power container. Choose the needle mover, the one thing that truly shifts your week forward. Not the small stuff, the soul stuff, the revenue-generating action, the legacy anchoring move, the visibility play that makes your brand feel undeniable. You know what it is. Do it now, not halfway, not in draft form, fully. Then celebrate, not with indulgence, with awareness. You just led like the version of you've been calling in. And now, they're here. Late afternoon energy softens, but your clarity shouldn't. This is not the time to slip back into people-pleasing. This is when old expectations might tug on your sleeve. Family, clients, followers, even your past self, wanting a version of you that no longer fits. Smile at it, thank it, then release it. Because Aries isn't here to maintain old identities. You're here to make evolution look effortless. And it does, when you trust your own fire. As we move into early evening, the emotional body catches up. You might feel a mix of exhaustion and adrenaline. That's normal. You've been leading with precision. You've been choosing yourself on repeat. Now your system is learning to trust that choice. So take 10 minutes alone. No screens, just breath. Place one hand on your chest, one on your stomach, and whisper this: I lead from within. I choose power over pressure. I trust my pace. Then sit with it. Let the tension melt. Let the pride rise because you didn't collapse. You clarified. And clarity, that's your currency now. Evening doesn't signal the end, it signals the integration. Because when you lead like this, the kind of leadership that starts with soul and ends in strategy, you don't need to collapse into the night. You consecrate it. So before you scroll, before you let the world reclaim your attention, pause. This is your closure window, your energetic lock-in. Dim the lights, breathe deep. Light a candle if you have one, not for aesthetics, for activation. Then open your journal one last time. Title the page, The Leader I Became in 48 Hours. Now write, stream of consciousness. No edits, no softening, just raw remembering. Who were you on Monday morning? And who are you now? How did you show up? What did you initiate? What did you stop tolerating? What did you say? Or finally stop saying? What part of you refused to stay small, stay quiet, stay predictable? Write it all down. Let your pen become your mirror. Let your breath mark the rhythm of your reclamation. Because Aries, when you name it, you claim it. When the page is full, circle one sentence, the one that hits like truth. That's your anchor. That's your energetic signature for the rest of the week. Now whisper it aloud, like a vow. Because leaders don't just think, they declare. And you've declared a new era. Next, let's ritualize the becoming. Stand up, find a mirror, not to check for flaws, to witness your evolution. Look into your own eyes and say this: I am not reacting, I am creating, I am not waiting. I am walking, I am not hoping, I am here. Then smile, not from ego, from embodiment. Because what you activated this week isn't hype, it's alignment. And alignment is the most scalable energy in the universe. Now, prepare your physical space for tomorrow. Choose your outfit like you're dressing a future CEO. Lay out the tools that match your mission. Make your environment feel like your next level. Because when you prepare like it's already happening, it does. Let your subconscious feel that momentum. Let it know we're not faking it, we're facing it, one clear decision at a time. Then, close the night with devotion. Prepare a warm drink, hold it with both hands. Let the heat remind you, you're alive, you're in motion. You're not just a spark anymore, you're a system. A system that produces ideas, moves energy, generates outcomes. Not because you grind, because you ignite. Let that sip be your signal. You've moved through the portal, and the fire? It's no longer a metaphor, it's your mainframe. As you settle into sleep, return to this one truth. You didn't rush this. You rose, you didn't explode, you executed. You didn't perform, you embodied. And Aries? That's the difference between noise and impact. Now, rest. Not because you're tired, but because you trust yourself enough to pause without losing momentum. You've earned that. You've anchored that. So close your eyes tonight knowing you don't chase the dream. You command it. You don't force the timing. You own it. You don't beg for validation. You radiate certainty. This is your leadership now. Quiet, unbothered, unmistakable. And tomorrow? You don't start over. You continue. With a sharper voice, a clearer focus, and a fire that refuses to flicker. Let the world wonder how you do it. Let them watch the rise. But you don't need to prove. You just move. Because Aries, you are the signal. You are the spark. And you're no longer asking for the green light. You are the green light. Now go. Let the week adjust to you.